Hello friend, as you can see in the caption below, today I get to test drive the updated 2025 Volkswagen Jetta, the Mark 7.5, and here we have a fabulous example of that exact car. Now obviously you can tell that this is a Mark 1 Jetta, and between you and I haven't even driven at this point in the video, in the day, the Mark 7.5 Jetta, but I know already that I would want to take this car home. And just because it's here and because we get to drive it, I will take it out for a spin. I'm going to give you a few driving impressions on this car. I've already been warned by Volkswagen Canada that if I do not return it in a timely fashion, I am walking home from Ann Arbor back to Montreal. So I'll do a real introduction later on with the Mark 7.5, but right now I'm going to focus on this. So hang on, because maybe we're going to have some fun in the following few minutes. It's been a long time since I've driven such a high-performing, steady, sporty automobile. I'm stupid, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, oh, crank up the windows. The level of equipment in this car is just epic. No power steering. I think it's power brakes. It's a 1.7 liter, 70 horsepower, 94 pound-feet of torque. Channeled to the front wheels via a 3-speed automatic transmission. Thrills like this are non-existent today. No, but seriously, this is the Volkswagen that you and I remember and absolutely love. Yes, would I have liked a 4-speed manual or a 5-speed manual transmission? Absolutely. But let me tell you one thing, nothing feels like this anymore. In some ways, thankfully, but I've not felt this alive in a long time driving a car, because as some of you may know, I do own a Mark II Jetta GLI, and I haven't driven it in a very, very long time. Believe it or not, I am doing, according to the Speedo, 60 miles an hour, and that's what made these old Volkswagens great, because it really doesn't feel like I'm doing 60 miles an hour. Volkswagens, old Volkswagens, oh my goodness. Anyhow, let's go back to our regularly scheduled program, or I should say scheduled program of reviewing the updated 2025 Mark 7.5 Volkswagen Jetta and Jetta GLI. No, obviously, this is the real reason why, we're here near Ann Arbor in Michigan. And that's to get familiar with the recent, updated for 2025 Mark 7.5 Jetta. The Jetta is a very interesting car where it's still immensely important for Volkswagen, despite the fact that we all know that sedans, cars as a whole, are, they're on their way out, which is a sad tragedy. Flies in Michigan after me. But the fact is, that the Jetta, almost 2/3 of everyone that actually buys a Jetta stays within the brand. In fact, 1 out of 3 buyers of a Jetta buy another Jetta, and by buy I mean lease as well. So it's very important for Volkswagen to keep the car fresh. So with the updates, what I'm going to do in the following video, if you've seen a few of my videos in the past, is that we're going to do a couple of laps, walk around the cars and on the inside. And I can tell you right now, the angle you have of this is a GLI, this is your regular Jetta, it's probably one of the better angles because the new front end, wow, what a difference. Anyways, we'll do a few close-ups in the following video, and then we're going to take both of them out for a drive. So please hang in there. That would be really nice. Thank you very much. So let's start right away with the regular Jetta. For 2024, starting price was $23,595, which was an absolute bargain. Now, for 2025, starting price is now $25,795. Few explanations for the price jump. Well, things get more expensive. But now 8-speed automatic transmission is standard, as is an 8-inch touchscreen display and a few other accessories, so that $2,200 difference between the two model years can be explained. The changes are numerous and not that subtle. I mean, in the rear, the taillight treatment is really nice and the bumpers are updated. It's got a lot more machismo based on, you know, just it looks much better. Let's just put it that way. And I do like the adjoining light bar and where the Jetta has been inscribed in the middle of that light bar. A profile, no changes obviously, but the big change, and I kind of hinted at it towards in the introduction, is the new front end. It is unbelievably good looking. I mean, the previous car was almost frumpy by comparison. This does have the black package, which is I believe a $500 option, so you get the black wheels and the black trim all over the place. And with the white, unlike my usual complaints about that, it doesn't look rental spec, which is really cool. The headlight treatment is really nice. And the combination, you know, with a big front grille like that, it really, really works. I mean, this car now has attitude and looks fantastic. And just do one final lap. Yes, I'll get Corolla attacked. How about that? As always, might as well just do it. Massive trunk with all the Jettas. You gotta love that. Loads and loads of room in the back seats. And now you can see, so standard from the trend line up, the comfort line, sorry, the second trim, is two-tone interiors, which this is gorgeous. So this is an SE, a US car, which is essentially the equivalent of our comfort line. There is room back here, there's comfort, there's support. The fit and finish is very, very nice. And this color combination with this like blue-gray faux Swedish insert with the leatherette on the outside looks stunning. The door cards haven't changed any, but I mean, some of the best switchgear in the business. Now, if we just jump inside, so you have the standard digital IP right here, and this is now the 8-inch display. So gone is the 6.5-inch display. It's essentially lifted. It's essentially Mark 7.5 stuff. Ooh, WRX is another photo. Never mind. Yeah, so the controls are essentially the same as in the Mark 7 Jetta and the Mark 7 Golf. But now, you know, maybe slightly a little bit better integrated, even though, you know, 8 inches across is nowhere near being the biggest in the segment, but it works. I mean, I do love the shortcuts. They're very quick, you know. Everything is absolutely exactly where it needs to be. And between you and I, between this and the Mark 8 infotainment system, I still prefer this. 8-speed automatic transmission, as I mentioned. So this has, the haptic controls aren't so bad. You get used to them, thankfully. Not on the steering wheel in the regular Jetta, but they are in the GLI. I'll show them to you in a few moments maybe. It's lovely, it works. Storage is good. The door bins, as I said, are fantastic. Storage. Visibility is quite good as well. I mean, the screen is very low on the dashboard, and you do have decent visibility on the side. And this is a very, very premium environment, and you gotta like it. It just feels like Volkswagen could definitely charge more. You know, there's an attention to detail and the fit and finish. It's really nice. Okay, so now on to the GLI. Okay, now on to the GLI. So in 2024, pricing was $33,395, which again made it an absolute bargain. Only the WRX price-wise came close to offering the same amount of packaging and technology and performance. The WRX having one distinct advantage is that it's all-wheel drive. But for 2025, oh, there's another one. That's the new Alpine Gray, and this is the new Monterey Blue, by the way. 2 new colors. How about that? That worked out beautifully. $34,995. But Volkswagen will tell you that it's one price for everything now. There are no trims, and it's the same price for whether or not you want a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed DSG. So essentially, you're paying a premium for manual, and between you and I, the fact that they're offering it is what actually matters, and I agree with paying a premium for a manual transmission. Styling, much like the regular Jetta. By the way, this also has the black package with the black wheels and black trim and black roof. The front end is where it all happens. It really does have so much more attitude. Love the honeycomb grille, the red accents, which are very GLI and very GTI-like. This, as with, you know, the Autobahn logo, let's go. It really does heighten the presence of this car, be it on the road or in the driveway and whatnot. It really does look fantastic, and I have to admit that this is a really good color. It's only a single stage color compared to King's Red, which is on the GTI. But I kind of like the matteness of this color, but you know, that's personal preference. By the way, if these wheels look familiar, remember Cornflower Blue 2021 GTI? Same wheels. Unfortunately, because my brain is broken, I don't remember the name, but they look fabulous on this car. What doesn't look fabulous is this. Why are automakers putting badges on the doors like that? That it looks like they were ordered online and installed by whoever purchased the car. Trunk is the same as with the regular Jetta. So is the back seats. Now just a quick shot of the interior. The GLI seats, fabulous leather stuff. They're just, you know, three memory seats. Power lumbar, which is, I don't know what the Germans, maybe they have stronger backs than Canadians or North Americans, but there's not enough lumbar support, but still plenty good. Might as well just jump in. This is the DSG model, which I will be reviewing in the drive portion. So digital IP, the 10.25 inch, I believe. Same 8-inch display with the same, you know, controls as in the regular Jetta. As I mentioned, unfortunately, this has the haptic controls on the steering wheel, but you know, if everything goes well, they'll go away. Storage, fit, finish, everything is wonderful in here too. I love the attention to details. These are premium cars that are priced very attractively. B&O audio. That's it. Let's go for a drive now. Yes, Jetta sales are up by an incredible margin. And yes, there are a number of good reasons for that. One of them, which wasn't mentioned during the presentation, is that, well, there's no Golf anymore. So if consumers want to buy an entry-level Volkswagen car, well, effectively, this is the last one left. But you know what, I'm sad about the death of the Golf, but the Jetta is, and will always be, as long as it's available, of course, an excellent compact car. I mean, it is positioned 5th in its segment, and I wonder why it's not higher up. Well, the reasons are Civic nameplate, Corolla nameplate, and the Koreans play really, really hard to get when it comes to features and packaging and value. But all of that is kind of built into the Jetta now, or has been for, well, Mark 7 generation especially has been incredibly affordable and value packed. Now I kind of showed you the interior, the changes. What hasn't changed is the 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, 158 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque, which means that despite, you know, the small-ish engine, it's got a fair amount of pickup. And the standard 8-speed automatic transmission, I mean, the standard basic in the trendline 6-speed manual transmission, the take rate was so low that it just didn't make any sense to keep it going. And I mean, most automakers have decided to make the exact same move, so you can't blame Volkswagen for it, which leaves the GLI now with the 6-speed manual transmission the only way to get it. But that's not a problem, because the 8-speed automatic transmission standard in the car, which explains the difference in price in part. I mean, look, I'm just floored. It dropped, I don't know, 2-3 gears maybe, and the car just moves. And it's very smooth under mild throttle application, under heavy throttle application. It does exactly what you want it to do all the time. Plus, it's very efficient, and it's an actual automatic transmission with gears in it. It's not a CVT. So that actually adds to the driving pleasure considerably, in fact. The chassis, the suspension is so Volkswagen, it almost hurts, but it doesn't, because it's perfectly calibrated. Even though there is a torsion beam in the rear, which is not uncommon for small cars. Look, the way the dampers work over any kind of surface, right now it's actually a subpar surface for Michigan. Well, maybe not subpar for Michigan. Maybe it's on par for Michigan, which means that it's on par with the greater Montreal area. I mean, see, just there, you know, it's not perfectly smooth, it's not flat, there are, you know, ruts and bumps, and my goodness, is this a competent road car. It's the perfect kind of sedan that will do family duty, that will do, you know, weekend getaway duty, Costco trip duties, thanks to the massive trunk. It's comfortable, it's quiet, steering feel is great, and you know, the steering wheel, no haptic business in this. It's a great car, and if Volkswagen stays true to what they're doing, at least for the next couple of years, and when the K4 we don't know yet, the Civic is, I want to say slipping, but it's not going to slip anytime soon. The Corolla is still a very, though aged, product, is still a very, very good car. I mean, the K4 and the Elantra are going to play an important role in keeping this in 5th place, and it probably will stay there, but I'm on the absolute floor, which is why it's kind of noisy in here. But I mean, to not like the Jetta if you're looking for a compact sedan is kind of missing the point of driving a car still today, as opposed to getting into a small SUV. Anyhow, on to more powerful things. As always, the Jetta GLI is just a hyper competent road car. It will serve obviously as a track car on weekends if you really want it to be, but the magic is really in the chassis, the way the suspension is set up, especially with the standard DCC dynamic chassis control. I mean, contrary to say the GTI where you have multiple adjustments, you only have 3 in this car, but you know, between normal, sport, and comfort, you have all the bases covered. Right now, actually, in the drive modes, I've set my individual where everything is in normal except for the DCC, which is in comfort, and the powertrain, well, it's in sport because why not? Yeah, the ride quality with the multi-link setup compared to the torsion beam in the regular Jetta, it's, I mean, you know that you're gonna have plenty of grip no matter what. Steering feels spot on, electronic fine, but you do get a sense of connection, be it maybe a little bit artificial, kind of like the engine noises, which obviously I have set in Eco, which means no artificial engine noises. Speaking of the engine, look, the EA 888 Gen 3 engine, 228 HP, 258 pound-feet of torque is, excuse me, it's a gem of an engine. And it is thanks to it that we still have a 6-speed manual transmission. Currently, the car that I'm driving, the GLI that I'm driving, has a 7-speed DSG, which means that for the same price, you get, well, quicker acceleration, better fuel efficiency, and you do get the paddles behind the steering wheel, so you do get a sense of involvement. But as far as, you know, daily drivability with the DSG, you really, really can't go wrong. And the car feels phenomenal. It still has, despite this, the 7.5, Mark 7.5, you still have the same previous gen Golf R front brakes, which feel amazing. There's no one behind me. I mean, the car will come to a full stop very quickly. There is nothing inherently wrong with the car. There never really was, but now with the facelift, slightly larger, you know, display, and it's, I don't know. I've spent a lot of time in this car, driving many, well, thousands of kilometers, in fact. And my only complaint is that it's not a GTI, which isn't a complaint whatsoever. I mean, as we know, it's a GTI with a trunk, so it's fine. It's a wonderful, wonderful sport compact car, and there's no way to not love this car. Period. That's it. That's all.